Please stop diving. The boards are now closed. Can I have the referee's permission for the platform? Can I have the referee's permission for the platform? Okay, and our first dive is on the board. Representing Team Dive West. Leaders Ironen on 10 meter Y3B. Six and a half, 6, 7.
And we have Linus of Sweden kicking off with a decent dive here. Over to Albin on 10 meter doing a 1.5 forward somersault in the pike position.
Been spoiled with a lot of platform today, haven't we?
It is the creme de la creme.
Yep. That's why you always save it to the last day.
And a great starting dive of Albin here.
Yep. Good takeoff, maybe just slightly forwards.
A beautiful pike position, and there's some quality in that entry there. You are joined here by Espen Valheim and my former diver colleague
Matthew Roberts.
And we will take you through a journey on this competition here.
The dream team.
The dream team. Good dive of the Polish diver Piotr. 103B, which is a 4x1.5 somersault piked on 7.5 meter. Starting off decent here with a 7.5.
Yep, good takeoff. Just need more tension going through the water. But those rip entries so important.
But watching these guys dive throughout the weekend, I have seen that they have a high quality on their entries, as you can see here from Axel of Sweden.
Choosing the 5 meter for his required dive.
That gives him that small edge on the tariff compared to doing that same dive on a higher platform.
Yeah.
Might just give him that edge in the end, on the last round. Eric of Poland doing a forward 1.5 somersault piked on 10 meter.
We want to get off to a good start.
Great takeoff.
Great stuff, wow. Yep. Really, really good balance on the board. Right up. And that's just such nice form, isn't it?
It is. We are seeing some top quality in the start of this competition from the B boys.
Definitely hard event to top, though, the last one that we watched. These guys a little bit younger, but still bags of talent, isn't there?
A bit younger, but the technique and the elegance, it surely is there.
Yeah, and that's a great dive. Good takeoff again.
That is Piotr Colossa of Poland, starting off with a 5.5, 6.
Just missing these entry, but good opener. And we're on the Brits.
And we're on to the Brits. Ollie Wingmill of the UK doing an inward 1.5 somersault piked, starting off with a higher tariff than the other guys, trying to possibly implement a strong lead to his competitors.
Sending a bit of a message to everyone straight away there. But just missing his finish. Uncharacteristic from him. He usually has his rip entries, but I'm sure we'll see them. as the rounds go on.
Over to Nathaniel of Poland, doing a 4x1.5 somersault on 7-meter pike position, and that is a nice entry.
Yep.
Rolls just a smidge over, but that is a great pike position. Kicks off beautifully from the platform.
Yeah, makes it look easy. Great form. This is a quick one. There's only 8 divers in the event, and 8 rounds.
But that does not mean it is not packed with massive quality and great diving.
That's it. Linus?
Linus, round 2, doing the back dive, pike position.
Yep, first look at the back dive. Here. Yep. No, it's great stuff. It's a good reach off the board.
A bit hesitant with his arms there.
Potentially, and there's just a bit more tension going through the water, but straight up and down.
Straight up and down. There's always room for improvement, but that is a decent dive. Over to Albin of Sweden, doing the same dive as his teammate there. A back dive piked off the 7.5 meter platform.
Yep, judges get a bit of a comparison here.
Great arms, nice pike position. A little bit too hesitant coming out of the pike position, but that is a decent dive again.
Yeah, much better reach from Albin, and the finish is pretty good.
Over to Poland, we have Piotr Sadowski doing an inward 1.5 somersault piked position off the 10-meter platform.
Lovely position on the board. You can see that helps him, he goes so high.
And he holds that pike position.
Yep, straight up, follows it down, good distance from the board.
And leaving a mark of sparkle to the judges.
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
Over to Axel of Sweden, doing the back dive piked on 7.5 meter. Huge air there, and he jumps up and just misses his arms.
Yep, just on the entry, his arms are in front of his
ears there.
Yeah, and that's just
making him
affect it.
Yeah, making him land just a little bit too much on the shoulders there.
Yeah.
Affecting the entry, sadly, but that is a good dive of the Swede. And over to Eric of Poland. He is up on 10 meter, doing an inward 1.5 somersault piked position. And wow. Oh, what a takeoff.
Great shame for the entry there, yeah. As Espen says, look how good that balance is. And the form just maybe could have stayed closer to his legs to help that rotation on the end.
But that has some massive potential there.
Yeah.
Another pole, we've got Piotr Colossa doing the reverse dive, pike position from 7.5 meter. Over rotates that one, unfortunately, just way too much.
Yeah, when we do these reversal back dives, if the legs come up too high, it's not going to be able to control for the water. He needs to maybe move his body into his pike shape.
But that dive is said and done, and on to the next work at hand. Over to Ollie of the UK doing the back dive, pike position off 7.5 meter. Jumps high into the air. Wow, and what a finish.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more quality on his back dive there.
And you can see his arms reaching behind his ears, and that makes him disappear. Over to Nathaniel of Poland doing the inward 1.5 somersault piked off the 7.5 meter.
Yeah, Group B boys can use 7 and 10 as well, even though they are slightly younger than the Group A boys. Not too bad. Maybe could have just jumped a little bit away from the platform. As you can see, he goes
But a decent job.
close, and those feet flat in there.
But that certainly will put him on the top 5 of the leaderboard.
Yep.
And over to the third round, Linus of Sweden is going to show us a reverse dive pike.
Let's see what Linus can do here.
Struggling again with those arms, not completing the, not getting the arms above his head when he jumps off.
Yep, you can see his body start to drift forwards as well.
Yeah.
He's just running out of room on the end.
But these divers are young. There are many years to perfect every single technique, and it's going to be exciting to watch them evolve.
Absolutely.
Over to Albin of Sweden, doing a 1.5 inward somersault tuck position off the 5 meter.
Yep, lower board here. Needs to, yep, some good quality there. Just potentially a bit more rip on the entry, but it looks nice.
It is. It is nice. Just as you say, just missing out on the entry there, lowering the scores from the judges, but a good dive and a good effort. Over to the Pole, Piotr Sadowsky of the 7.5 meter. He's going to do a reverse dive pike.
Yep, some great entries from this young man. Just a little bit too far forwards once again, but great effort with the pike shape, and he manages to sneak it in a little bit.
Over to Axel of Sweden. He's doing a reverse dive pike off the 7.5 meter. And the difference of the former reverse dives we've seen, this guy, Axel, he jumps way into the air, arms way over his head, and just really shows off that control.
Yeah, way closer to the board. Again, just a little bit loose on the finish, but
perfectly vertical.
yeah.
Over to the first arm stand dive of the B-boys, and we have Eric. He is going to show us a complete control and strength control of the balance part here. So you have to stand on your hands and show the balance before you complete the rest of the dive. It does not seem to be an issue for this guy. And that is a beautiful dive from start to finish.
No problem at all. Good, puts his head in great shape. He knows that dive, you can tell.
He sees that water and he really goes for it.
Yeah.
Great dive from Eric there. His teammate Piotr, and he is doing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position of the 7.5 meter. Let's see if he can bring the same quality as his teammate there.
Not quite.
Promising takeoff, but just comes out too early from the pike shape and lands too short, unfortunately, there.
Yep, too early and no tension going through the water, which throws up that splash. But he had it, just didn't quite deliver on the end.
Because diving might look easy, doesn't it? But you really have to keep that core tension.
Yep.
Going through the water, yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Ollie showing the core tension there, being performed correctly, and that splash, that entry is very, very decent.
Yep, as you say, core tension is so important on the water because you're not squeezing your body, the water can throw you around when you go through, and that's where we see some of the splash happening at the moment.
Over to Nathaniel of Poland, reverse dive pike, 7.5, and
yeah, great jump. Really
great dive,
high.
great dive.
So smooth, good reach, good shape.
Leans a little bit too much forward, getting that distance off the board, but a decent job there.
Yep.
Over to Linus of Sweden. A forward 1.5 somersault, full twist of the 5 meter in the free position.
We've seen it run up now.
And compared to the A boys that we saw earlier today, this is a nice takeoff. He's not leaning too far, getting that momentum, getting that height, and controlling the dive down towards the water.
Yeah, great balance. And he has a lot of vision for the water.
Good job.
Yeah. Albin.
Back 1.5 somersault, half twist, free position of the 7.5 meter.
Nice. Yep. Our first little look at the back twist here. Again, maybe just a little bit more weight before the twist.
And just losing that tension for that microsecond, making that entry looking as it looks.
That's it.
Over to Poland. Forward 1.5, full twist. Decent dive. Good technique.
Yeah, good run up. Just seen the other guy do it on the 5. He's on the 7 now. But he's fading away from the board a little bit, which is where he gets that loose.
But again, it is a better quality compared to the A boys on that dive.
Yeah, A boys, we had a lot of balance.
A lot of balance
issues.
problems, yeah. Same dive here. Again, a nice dive. Just missing a little bit height on that one, but great technique. Nice twisting form.
Yep.
Comes out, spots the water.
A bit higher, as you say, a bit straighter in the twist, but these are some good twists this round.
It's fun to see.
Yeah.
Eric of Poland up on the 7.5 meter doing the same dive.
Nice. Yeah, that looked much better on the takeoff. You can just see as soon as he lands on the end, his body's in a good place to jump up.
Very obvious to see the difference in technique and comfortableness.
Yeah. Yeah, very smooth.
And that is also visible on the scoreboard there. Eric running away from his competitors with 18 points down to the runner-up behind Eric. Over to Piotr Colossa of Poland doing the back dive pike on 5 meter.
Yep, opted to do it on the 5. And he could have just controlled that one a little bit more. He's just had to lean away, and those legs come up too high.
Not kicking out his legs enough, unfortunately, and rolls over.
Arm stand.
Here we have the Brit doing a arm stand forward somersault in the pike position. And let's see some lovely control here. Great balance, great core strength. Let's see him finish this dive off with top remarks.
Yep, looked like he was
Very
absolutely
good.
frozen on the board there. Did not move in his handstand at all. That's what we want. Maybe just a bit more rip entry.
Aggressively into that pike shape and reaches for that water.
Judge is a little bit harsher on that one, I think. I would have maybe gone for 7s. You've got to really reward the balance.
Yes, but it did seem like he slightly rotated, like twisted on the end there with his legs.
Might have been why.
Over to Nathaniel of Poland doing the back dive pike on 5 meter. Great dive.
Yeah, lovely dive. See, great entry.
But again, just a smidge away from the platform, could have been a bit closer.
Yep.
That is a great result and great effort.
But he holds it well in the end. And we are sailing through this event onto the optionals.
And you can see already there are 2 people fighting for the gold and silver medal. And the 3rd medal is up for grabs.
Okay, we go for an arm stand on 10. You can see he just jumps right up into the handstand and there's not any balance.
But he finds the balance probably in for enough, just long enough for the judges.
Just about.
But
maybe.
It seems the judges weren't completely happy with that one.
No. Would have liked to just see him hold a bit longer.
Let's see if Albin can show us what a arm stand balance is supposed to look like. And there you go, kicking up, and he finds the balance and holds it.
Voila.
That is how it is done. Unfortunately, just tips his head a bit too much into the pike position, and
as soon as he goes into his pike, he just puts his head down there a little bit too much. He needs to keep his eyes on the water. A long way down, you can...
It's a long way down to fly.
Yep. Onto the pole. Forward 2.5 somersaults piked.
Decent effort there.
Yep, good position into the end. Just a little bit more pike shape, I think.
Losing his toes there in the end, his legs coming apart there. But a decent job. Over to Axel of Sinclair, Axel Sinclair of Sweden doing the same dive. Let's see if he can top what the Polish did. And he polished off that dive nicely.
Yep. You can see that good pike shape there. Maybe just a bit stronger through the water. But again, we're vertical, and that's what we want, isn't it?
That is true.
That's the aim of the game.
Name of the game. Over to Eric of Poland doing a 2.5 inward somersault tuck position off the 7.5 meter.
Yep, not seen him with 2.5 yet in this competition.
So let's see what he can bring us.
Oh, great shame. So much potential. It's moving really fast on the takeoff. It's a great tuck shape. But he just holds on too long.
But that seems to be a bright future for Eric there.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing what he can do with that dive.
Definitely. Over to Piotr doing 2.5 forward somersault pike position off 7 meter, and that is a decent effort from him.
Yeah, he could have maybe straightened out his body on the end of the board. You see here, he's leaning down.
Raise that chin into that pike, and you've got one heck of a dive there. And over to Ollie, showing us some of the big boy dives. In with 2.5 pike position off the 10 meter.
Yeah, wow. He will make a statement with this one, I'm sure. And he does.
A beautiful line, beautiful dive. Just unfortunately doesn't rotate enough and comes up short, but the quality of those pike positions, that is a rare sight to see.
You can definitely see Ollie knows that dive well. And that has bumped him up into first place.
Wow, incredible. 202 points. Let's see if Nathaniel can answer Ollie's dive here. He is doing a forward 3.5 somersault, tuck position off the 7.5 meter. Same tariff.
Yeah, 3.5.
From a B-boy, and that is a statement. Nathaniel is hungry for that top position, and he gets 6, 7, 6.5. And that's a 50-point dive.
Yeah, maybe could have just had a bit more form, but definitely strong on the entry. And we're into round 6 with Linus.
Round 6 with Linus. Doing it in with 1.5 somersault, tuck position off the 5 meter.
Yeah. Easy dive, but we always need high balance takeoffs, even on the simple ones, and that's just moving a little bit back from the board, and that's just why those judges' marks are a little bit lower.
And now here we have Albin of Sweden doing the forward 2.5 somersault pike position on the 7.5 meter. Let's see if he can stay upright in his run up and get that perfect distance from the board, controlling that dive.
No, good effort.
Another good effort.
Could have just been a bit sharper off the board. Obviously platforms, unlike springboards, don't move, so you've got to generate.
But rushes into a tight pike position, spots the water, and just nearly makes it vertical there.
Yeah. Okay.
Piotr Sadowsky of Poland.
Number 2.5 tucked. DD of 2.7. So if you find vertical, then there's some big marks. And he does.
And that is a decent job. Just point those toes and you get one mark higher from each judge, but that is a nice dive.
Yeah. Yeah, every little detail important, isn't it?
That is true. Over to Axel of Sweden doing the back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist in the free position of 7.5 meter.
Yeah. That's great, great dive.
It is.
A lot of room to be able to do the 1.5 twist. Some divers actually do this on the 5 meter. But he's chosen to do it higher up.
A nice takeoff, finishes that twist and into the pike position and reaches for the water. Just slight miss of the core tension there in the entry.
Yeah.
But a good job. Over to Eric, and he's doing a front 3.5 somersault tuck position of the 10 meter platform.
Unlucky.
And that is a big dive for the B-boys here.
Yep, gave it his all on the start. Could have squeezed the shape. You could just see him falling away from his legs as it spins. And that's why we're a bit short on the water.
But that shows great potential of the Polish diver.
Yeah.
Over to Piotr Colossa, inward 2.5 somersault tuck position on the 7.5 meter.
Wow.
Decent dive.
That will bump him up a little bit.
Comfortable distance from the board, just ducks his head in a bit too early there.
Always dropping his chin down.
And just, again, that core tension, you can see why it's so important to keep that tension core in the entry.
Yep. Especially on platform, they're falling from quite a height.
And here we have Ollie of the UK. He is doing a forward 3.5 somersault pike position. Very high tariff here, 3.0. High risk, high reward. Can he make it? What a shape, what a pike shape.
You've got to give him that one though. It's a big dive for a Group B.
That is giving his all.
Just could have been a bit taller out the board. Again, we are in the middle of the pool, but like I say, it's a big dive.
But these are B-boys.
Yeah.
14 turning 15, and the level of dives that we see here is nothing compared to what we were doing when we were these we were this age. So it is impressive.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be in this one.
Nathaniel of Poland doing an inward 2.5 somersault tuck, and that is a massive dive doing in the B-boys. Just unfortunately slips his feet in the when he comes out of the tuck position into the entry.
Yeah, it could have been a bit higher at the board. But we are moving on, round 7.
And here we have Linus starting off the round 7. 2.5 forward, pike position. Decent takeoff.
Yep, opens up the round with a full 2.5 pike. And it is a good start. Just jumping right up. And you can tell he's got good awareness, good look at the water, just his legs.
Just unfortunately doesn't come out early enough to control that dive.
Oh, this is a great dive to watch when done well. Back 2.5. Tucked on the 7 meter.
Big dive off the B-boys here yet again.
Brilliant.
And Albin has done his homework.
Studying. For that one.
Great takeoff there.
Could have just kept his head in.
But
would have helped that speed.
But a decent rotation. Tuck position is firm. And a great result there for the Swede. Over to Piotr. Arm stand, double forward somersault, pike position off the 10 meter. Again, we've seen today some of the divers struggling finding the balance. But that does not seem to be a problem for Piotr here. of Poland. Beautiful balance, great strength. Can he finish off strong here? Oh, unfortunately.
It doesn't always work out on the way down. Seem to do so much good stuff on the board there.
Sees the water, but just doesn't come out of the pike shape early enough or at the right time.
Maybe too concerned about holding his hands down. Made sure he did that, but then forgot about the rest of the dive.
Yeah. Over to Axel of Sweden. He's on the 5 meter doing an inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position.
Yeah, good jump. Nice and sharp out the board.
Getting some height off the board there, which is quite a... It's quite difficult to get some height to jump backwards, rotate inwards.
Yeah.
And keep a comfortable distance from the board.
Yeah.
Good job there. Eric up on the 7.5 meter doing a back 2.5 somersault in the tuck position.
Yep, I'm sure he'll want to put this one down. Move up the rankings. Jinxed him. Just a little bit too slow.
A little hesitant in the takeoff there.
Held back. Want to try and get your arms all the way up on the board.
But very nice form in the tuck position. Unfortunately, just not enough rotation.
But that one's in the past.
On the pass, over to the next one. There's one last dive for him. And let's see if Piotr Colossa can do a better job of this dive. Back 2.5 somersault, tuck position of the 7.5 meter. Better takeoff, spots it, and just, unfortunately, reaches back to the water.
Yeah, you can see he knows where he is. He's got a good kick out. Just
doesn't reach enough.
Doesn't reach enough.
Over to Ollie.
Same dive.
Back 2.5 somersault, tuck position.
Wow.
And that is a power statement of the young boy here. Ollie showing off great strength and great technique.
Yeah, maybe just a bit more balance, but the judges love the entry. Got an 8 there.
Really great job. We've got Nathaniel up on the 7.5 meter. A very, very tough dive to do off the 7.5 meter. A arm stand double forward pike.
Got to fit in 2 somersaults from his hands. On 7 meter. Oh. Yep. Another diver just struggling with the balance there.
But that is a tough dive to do.
Maybe just might be a bit anxious on that one.
And one of the only dives that has a lower tariff on the 7.5 meter compared to the 10 meter.
Yep.
As that is a 2.3 compared to a 2.4 on the 10 meter platform.
Yeah. And why is that?
I don't know actually.
Because it's quite hard on the 7.
It is harder. Over to Linus of Sweden doing a strong dive here. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, pike position. A lot of power, look at that twist. And unfortunately just doesn't make that rotation all the way to vertical. But a good effort of Linus here.
A huge dive for a Group B boy. Might just need a little bit more repetitions on that one in training.
Bit too early into the twister. It doesn't quite get his legs into to kick off the rotation, but a good job of Linus there.
That's it.
Let's see what Alpin can produce here. Forward 1.5 somersault, full twist in the free position off the 5 meter. Can he maintain that balance that we've seen in the running takeoff? And we can, and that is a decent job.
Yes, balance is pretty good. Maybe a little bit fast in his run-up, just slightly forwards, but yeah, no, like you say, decent job. That one's in the books.
Over to Piotr Sadowsky, finishing off his competition here in Bergen Open with a back dive pike off the 5 meter.
Yeah, quite an easy dive on the 5.
But that is
great.
The low risk, but still the high reward.
High reward. Yeah,
Getting
great finish.
great finish of the Polish diver there. Sadowsky ending currently in the second place with 285 points. Axel Sinclair finishing off his competition here in Bergen Open with a reverse 1.5 somersault in the tuck position.
And again, very consistent, good balance.
Good balance, comfortable distance from the ball there.
Maybe just want to have that sharper come out. It's just a bit slow, just extending for the water, which means we don't have the tension, but
great control, straight up and down, and a good finish for him.
Yeah.
Eric of Poland doing the arm stand double forward somersault in the pike position of the 10 meter. And as you can see here, this is a 2.4 tariff dive.
Higher tariff than the 7.
And then off the 7.5 meter. That
Maybe
is
it's due to a lot more room, but you need to control it more as well.
Let's see him finish off strong here. Great balance and strength. And he sees the water and unfortunately just rolls a bit too much over.
Yep, really difficult to flick from your hands in a handstand, and he just moves forward out the board, which means we're just over, but again, big dives. Great to see.
And Piotr Colossa finishing his competition off with a forward 1.5 forward somersault with a full twist off the 7.5, and that is a decent finish. Good job of Piotr there.
Again, another guy with some great balance.
Spots the water and really does a good job there. And we've got Ollie Wingmill of UK finishing off his competition here with another great dive, or big dive. Forward 2.5 somersault, full twist.
Yeah, it's a good dive for Ollie. It's a good entry, it's just a little bit too far away again. You see it's just moving out.
All losing his legs in the twister, coming into the pike position, but that is a decent job, and great finish for Ollie. Currently at the first place with 352.40 points.
Great score.
Nathaniel of Poland finishing his competition here in Bergen with a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist on the 5 meter platform. And good finish.
Super job
for Nathaniel there.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that one.
No, good reach, good twist, straight in, and we're done.
And we're done. Thank you for watching. You've been, it's been a pleasure having you here. I'm Espen Valheim,
I'm Matthew Roberts.
And we hope to see you on the last and final competition of the Bergen Open, which is the men's platform. And that is going to be amazing.
In first place, Ollie Wingmill, Untitled Chapter, 2.40. In second place, Nathaniel Poland, 293.15. In third place, Axel Sinclair, 290.10. In fourth place, Piotr Sadowski, Poland, 285.15. In fifth place, Arlen Kelly, 283.70. In sixth place, Eric Colossa, Poland, 269.05. In seventh place, Piotr Colossa of Poland, 253.75. And in eighth place, Piotr Sadowsky, Team West, 243.40. Can I ask the top 3 competitors in that event as Ollie Wingmill, Nathaniel and Axel Sinclair, please make your way over to the medal parade assembly area. Thank you.